All right, cool. So, on this live edition of Talking Sports with Wade and Croney, some of the things that we're going to go ahead and get into. We got the ending of The Last Dance. We got the definition of a dynasty. The NBA season's supposed to be coming back. If Phil Jackson had stayed with the Bulls, would they have been able to get the same roster the next year? And if so, how many more rings would they have won? And which organization will have the most problem with their quarterback between the Cowboys and Packers? So, what I just want to do real quick is give a quick round of applause, a quick clap up for my homeboy Croney, because he put together this episode. Like he put together this episode. Matter of fact, if you can, go back to IG. That way you can see the comments that people are like throwing in. That way you can be the one to read out the comments and stuff like that.
All right.
But yeah, bro. Like, what I know.
I'm new to this.
You're good. But yeah, he put together this whole episode. So I definitely want to give a clap up for bro, because those are some fire ass topics. Those are some fire ass topics, and just to keep it together from time to time, he'll be going back. But if you want to comment or something like that, he got the IG pulled up, so he'll be able to see the comments. So he'll be able to let me know or let us know what's going on. But the first thing that we're gonna talk about is the ending of The Last Dance. So take it away.
Well, it was mostly about kind of what we were speaking about last time, just the last go around of, I think, the last two championships were against Utah. So we kind of basically went through that, and just the fact that they didn't get to finish their season. It wasn't too much. It didn't go too much in depth of anything else besides finishing off that and the fact that they weren't gonna be together no more. And that's why I put in the question if they will be able to
get that same roster. See, here's my thing, right? I believe they would have been able to get that same roster back, because I guess those two questions kind of are like one and the same. So to answer both of them. As far as talking about like The Last Dance in that last episode, just to kind of to see how they all reacted like at the beginning, to know like that was their last season. First off, that's why Phil Jackson called it The Last Dance, to begin with, because fucking Jerry Krause, may he rest in peace, and Reinsdorf, those two together literally was like, nah, bro.
You can't say that.
Well, not Reinsdorf, Krause.
Because he definitely went to Phil Jackson.
That's what I'm saying, Krause. I'll put him Krause. Krause was the one. Krause was really like, nah, man, fuck this shit. Like, forget this. Like, I'm cool. I'm good. I don't want Phil here. I don't care really about.
He thought he could do it again.
Yeah, he thought like he could basically build that up to pull that off a second time. He contributed himself to being more of the reason behind it, other than the players. Like, and not one person is bigger than the organization. Like, even here at the Ways World Network, not one of us is bigger than the organization. We all make this come together.
Right.
And as long as we know that, we'll continue to win rings. Like, not two, not three. As long as we know that, we gonna continue to win rings. Right. That's just how it is. And so with MJ, the Bulls, with Krause and Reinsdorf and all them, I just feel like I feel like MJ knew it. MJ was like, I'm here to win a ring. I'm here for the chip. That's it. That's all. Reinsdorf was like, I want to win the chip. That's it. That's all. Krause was like, I want to win a chip, but I'd rather be the guy more than I want to win a chip. Which, honestly, is foolish. It's extremely foolish.
But you gotta think that's how he felt. He felt like, well, if I get another team together the same way I did this team, they have no choice but to give me the credit.
As you see on this broadcast, by the way, this is your first time ever tuning in to us. I'm more of the Stephen A. How many people we got here?
I don't see any. I see two people watching.
I'm more of the Stephen A of the group, and
I don't think so.
and Mr. Croney, I feel like is more Kellerman, in that particular sense. That's what I gotta say. I just feel like he's more Kellerman. He's more Kellerman.
Well, I don't agree with you on the fact that they could have got the same roster.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I highly doubt that they would have got Pippen to come back just because of the fact that he was underpaid and he got paid so much to go to Portland. So I do not.
He did.
I do not think they would have been able to get that same roster. And then you got to think.
What did you say?
Let
me see the phone. Go ahead. I'm just checking out the comments.
I didn't think that. And I give Phil Jackson a little bit of the credit of the fact that they weren't able to come back and try to win a ring or two more, because he was offered an extra year and he still didn't take it. And then 2 years after that, he went to freaking Lakers and kept, and you know what I'm saying, and the rest is history. But I do blame the GM, but at the same time, I blame Phil Jackson because he had the chance to come back.
Okay. And again,
but the rest of that question is, how many rings do you think they would have won if they was able to bring at least part of that roster back?
So, if they were able to bring part of their roster back, low key, I think they could have popped off at least one more. I think they could have, if they would have brought back Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, like brought back those three and put some more like additional bench. They did it twice. Think about this. They did it twice. With Jordan and Pippen alone, they put together one three-peat with some pieces around them, and then the second time they brought Rodman in and put some pieces around them, and then popped off another three-peat. So all they need to really do is either bring back a Rodman or put some more pieces around Jordan and Pippen, and they could pop off another one. They could at least pop off at least one more. Now, do I believe the thought that Jordan and Pippen would have had like 8 straight? Like they would have had 94 and 95 too if Jordan and Pippen would have been there? Nah. I'm probably one of the few people in history that don't believe that. But like, nah, I don't think the Bulls would have gotten 8 straight. Just looking at how the strain of the first 3 almost took Mike out. Like the strain of winning those first 3 and still people like, he cool. Like he good. He ain't all that. Like the strain of what that did to him. I don't think like that would have been like, all right. Like I know Mike was that extreme competitor, so probably in 94 or 95, Mike would have been like, you know what, like I'm gonna come and get these 2 anyway. But it's just making that consistent after consistent trip to the finals, especially in the 80s and 90s NBA and even in the modern NBA, that's 2 different things. We're talking about 2 different things completely here. That's like that's nowhere near, again, in my personal opinion, in the same category.
That's an idea.
No, I don't think that's in the same category. Like it's not, bro.
It's hard for me. Okay, it's hard for me to say.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Bill Russell popped off 11. He popped off 11 rings in an NBA that he was the tallest person, one of the tallest people in that NBA. Think about that. And Bill Russell's like 6'9", 6'10". Okay? So, once you get to when players started being 6'11", 7 foot, that consistent trip to the finals became harder. Mm-hmm. Like the NBA became harder. You get what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Then with Magic and Bird, they wasn't making every year trips to the finals. It was like 1 year it'll be Magic in the finals, then 1 year it'll be Bird in the finals, then they can meet up, and then 1 year it'll be Magic again, and 1 year it'll be Bird.
Did Magic play Ewing?
I think the Knicks. Matter of fact, no. Did the Knicks and the Lakers play in the finals? I'm not sure about that one.
Not Ewing. I didn't even say Ewing. I'm sorry, Dr. J.
Yeah, the Lakers and the Sixers. The Lakers and the Sixers did. Yeah. But I think the Sixers actually beat the Lakers. I think the Sixers beat the Lakers on that one. I think that was the 4-4-4 year with Moses Malone and Julius Erving. Trust me, y'all, I know my basketball.
Dude, that's that guy.
That was the 4-4-4 year.
Well, like I was trying to say, it's different for me because, again, I don't see Pippen coming back. And if Jordan did come back, I don't think Phil would have been there. I do agree that if they were able to get a different coach besides who they picked to come after Phil, a more experienced coach, that Jordan would have been willing to come.
Mm-hmm.
But without Phil and Pippen.
Jordan himself in the documentary was like, if Phil don't come back, I'm good.
Yeah, but the owner never went to Jordan to say, because Jordan, the only reason Jordan felt like that is because of who they were bringing in.
Yeah.
The coach they were bringing in. No experience. So we have no idea if they would have went to Jordan and said, well, we were willing to get someone besides Phil that you will be comfortable with.
And the thing is with Phil, it's not like Phil didn't have no experience. Phil definitely had experience. Like Phil was a player who won 2 rings. He was a bench player or like a role player, but he still was a player that won 2 rings. Yeah. And then he became an assistant coach after being a player and retiring from the league. Studied under Doug Collins. There we go. Doug Collins, because that was the original Bulls coach. After Doug Collins, then Phil Jackson. Like,
now, what that's what I'm saying. If they would have brought who was there before Phil, Doug, right?
Yeah.
If they would have brought, all right, see, I got so many questions for you.
So, go.
If they would have brought Doug back,
yeah,
and asked Jordan to come back with him, do you think he would have came back for that one? I agree that he would. If they would have offered that to him, they never did. But if they would have offered that to him, you gotta
look it up. But I don't know if Doug was still coaching at that point. I have to honestly look that up to see if Doug was even still coaching because.
But he has the experience.
Yeah, but say if Doug was still coaching and the opportunity was there, yes, that would have been an equal substitute because that was Michael's original coach. So why not? So bring back my original coach. All right, cool. We ain't gonna necessarily run in the triangle no more. But I'm a much more experienced player now. I've won 6 rings. Like I'm pretty sure we could make this work.
I'll take my answer. My answer is no. I don't think they would have won another ring if Jordan would have came back without Phil Jackson. Now with Phil Jackson, maybe. But the fact that I'm pretty sure Pippen wouldn't have came back. That's the one thing that makes me say they wouldn't win another one because Jordan even said it himself. He wouldn't have been champion without Pippen. And I don't think Pippen would have came back because he already won 6 rings. So now it's all about being financially stable. And all that money he would have left regardless.
But again, we're also talking about the same Pippen that with an injury was like, so I don't care about these first 35 games. I'm about to have my summer, and then I'm gonna get it worked on. And you know what happens after that happens after that. Y'all take care of me, fuck y'all.
That makes my case even better.
Like so,
he gonna think about himself regardless.
Yeah.
That makes my case even better.
So would they have been able to bring back that exact same team? I feel like if Krause wasn't Krause, again, let the man rest because he has passed on. But if Krause was not Krause, no. Like, I feel like, no. I don't personally believe they could have brought back that exact same squad. But if they could have brought back...
Just think who they would have played in that finals that year. The Spurs.
Ooh.
Duncan and Robertson. Ooh. And they are, I mean, I think they would have had a big problem with them, especially with Phil not being there with the triangle.
Fair enough. Okay, I see you. By the way, y'all, this is episode 10. So this is episode 10 of Talking Sports with Wayne and Croney. And if y'all don't understand the number 10 here at the Ways World Network, that's a very special number. Because whenever a podcast, gets at least, the first 10 listens, we know that it's working. Whenever we get to at least 10 episodes of a podcast, we know that it's working. So just, different things like that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not getting this phone back, JB. Dang, no, I'm trying to do a broadcast. You trying to zone. You're not about that life. We proved that last night. Dang. Next thing up, real quick. What's the next thing up? So we talked about The Last Dance. We talked about Phil. Definition of a dynasty.
The only reason I put that on there, you know the reason.
Matter of fact, we're going to talk about it.
A lot of people don't understand the
What
definition
of a dynasty?
So I felt that I needed to put Stat Guide on this subject because
Let me get in mode.
because a lot of people think that the Knicks had a dynasty when they haven't won a chip since 1973.
I get my hood too.
You know, and then they what was the other ones that I told you?
You said the Jazz.
The Jazz, and it was another one.
Those are the two I remember: the Knicks and the Jazz.
And I just need Stat Guide to help people, certain people, but really everybody understand the definition of a true dynasty. What makes you a dynasty? What do you have to do to become a dynasty? So, I'm gonna give this to you, bro.
So, here's my definition of a dynasty.
Nah, not yours. The true.
Or the true definition of a dynasty. A dynasty is when you win multiple chips. A dynasty is when you experience or you show amount of dominance over a very, very long time.
Preach.
Dynasties that we can just throw out there, we know for a fact are dynasties. The Patriots had a dynasty. The Bulls had a dynasty.
Obviously.
The Celtics had a dynasty.
Yes.
The Lakers had a dynasty.
Yes.
Multiple.
Multiple.
At that.
Multiple.
Let's just throw out some others. The Spurs, again,
Pistons.
dynasty. The Pistons, I wouldn't necessarily call a dynasty. The Pistons, what I'll say is this about the Pistons.
So they got to take three in a row. So are you telling me they got to take three because the Pistons didn't win? Yeah, they won. Did they win 2 in a row? Or
this is what the Pistons did. The Pistons went to 3 championships in a row and came out with 1. And then the other Pistons went to 2 in a row and came out with 1. So it's not necessarily a dynasty. Y'all made it, but y'all didn't really do nothing. Like y'all ain't really do nothing. Like talking about since we got JB in here, Indianapolis schools in Indy was known for dominating football for a long time. Schools like Ben Davis, schools like Carmel. Those are dynasties. Like these are teams that were popping off football state championships left and right.
You got a point. I never thought of that when it came to high school, but you definitely got a point.
Those are dynasties. Like for years, for those people that are watching or listening that live in Indiana or that are like from the Indianapolis area, like if you ever say like Ben Davis and Carmel were feared for years. Yes. Low key still are, but we're feared for years. Why? Because 1-1, you can guarantee one of these schools is making the state championship game.
Yep.
That's what we call a dynasty. That's what a dynasty is.
Not just a team that got some good players that made it certain rounds in the playoffs or made it to the finals and lost. Not dynasties.
Not at all.
Not at all.
But that's the true definition of a dynasty there. But we're gonna go ahead here and hear a word from our sponsor, the Anchor app. We're actually gonna switch over to Facebook for the live. To try to get some more people in here. So thank you for watching Talk Sports with Wayne Croney. We're to hear a word from our sponsor, the Anchor app, and for those on live, we're gonna switch over to Facebook. Be right back. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Way, host of the Ways World Podcast.
And your girl Shanny the Shooter, co-host of the Ways World Podcast.
You can catch the Ways World Podcast every Monday through Wednesday by at least 3 p.m. on one of those days on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that you get your local podcasts, and now
YouTube. Yeah.
We want to say thank you all for listening to the Ways World Podcast and stay tuned for much more because officially every episode from season 2 of the Ways World Podcast and every episode of season 2 of the Ways World Drunkcast will now be on YouTube. So once again, thank you all so much for listening and stay tuned. Would have been Molly. It's like
motherfuckers don't want it with Stat guy, man. I'm telling you.
You said mean Molly Kira. Mean. Okay. He said Molly.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, mean. Got you. Alright, got the watch party started.
Oh yeah, by the way, we were Instagram. I should know we was on Instagram first.
Definitely.
We switched it over for the second segment of the show, pretty much.
The second half, we're gonna recap. We're gonna do a mean recap of what we went over. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
What episode is this?
Episode 10A.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Episode.
What was that song? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't think of it right now.
You are petty. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm off the 88th season.
By the way, so far as you see, the only two shows that really go live, all starting off, are the Drugcast and Talking Sports. With Talking Sports, the reason why this one we decided to go live with, because we feel like y'all can debate with us. If y'all feel like we're saying some blasphemous things about sports, you can let us know.
Please.
We have a good time together. We can have a good time.
Back down for nothing.
And
Let it flood.
Yeah, for real, bring it. If y'all think something we saying here on Talking Sports is flagrant and foul, please let us know.
Yes.
Like he calls me stat guy, but I don't know every fucking thing. I know a lot about sports, but I don't know every goddamn thing.
I know
a good amount.
I know a good amount about basketball. A lot of my friends know this, but you know more than I do. So you're stat guy.
Phil, you can definitely be on the episode, bro. I live in Indy now, so at any point in time, like that you out this way, or if you live out here, just let me know. You can definitely come on the episode. I swear, you can definitely come on the episode, bro. But shit, since we got some motherfuckers in here, let's go ahead and kick this second part off. So, if you were not on our IG, which a lot of people weren't, you didn't get a chance to really hear. You good?
Supposed to be today.
You good? You right? But no, if you didn't get a chance to hear, then we talked about The Last Dance. We gave our opinions on The Last Dance, and we also gave y'all the definition of a dynasty. As well, we talked about, do you think that Phil Jackson, the Bulls, that whole Bulls system, after that Last Dance season, would they have been able to put a roster together,
The same roster together,
and and win some more chips? Personally, I feel like no, they would not have been able to put that same roster together, based on like Pippen, based on the different factors that was going on. Like everybody had something personal going on during that Last Dance season. So yeah, like no, I don't believe that they would have been able to bring back anything similar to that roster and compete for a championship.
Same, yeah.
Also, I made somewhat of, I feel like, a hot take. I hear a lot of people talking about Jordan would have won 8 rings if he would have stayed for 94 or 95. I think that's bull. I think that's high bull. I don't think he would have. If y'all would have seen the Last Dance, you should understand the strain that those first 3 championships put on Michael Jordan, right? So, do you think 8 years of that strain, he could have sustained that? Here's what makes him, in my opinion, better than LeBron, right?
But hold on, because I gotta say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I don't want to be wrong with it. When he won those first 3 titles,
Right.
Those 3 years plus the 4 before, he won the scoring title.
Yes. Jordan has 10 scoring titles.
So
13 years in the league, he's been scoring 10 times.
I sort of agree with you on the fact that ain't no guarantee that he wouldn't have won that. Was it next 2?
Yeah.
Because think of how much scoring. This dude averages 30 for his career.
Facts.
So it's like, think about how much scoring he was doing and how wore down we saw that he was. So you basically saying he couldn't have been able to continue that scoring title for those next 2 years after that third title?
No, sir. Keep him going for a second.
I get it, but I can't agree. It's Jordan, and he still had Pippen and a supporting cast, so I can't 100% agree.
No,
but I
no,
feel.
no. No, I don't believe that Jordan would have been able to pop off a 94 and a 95 ring. Like, here was my thing, right? So, after the first three, Jordan got tired. After those first three, Jordan got tired. So, if you got tired after those first three, LeBron went to 8 straight finals. 8 straight. That's basically what people said Jordan could have done in the 90s. They say the only difference between what Jordan could have did in the 90s and LeBron now is Jordan could have won all 8 of his. LeBron went 3 and 5. Okay? So that's from 2011 to 2019. 2018? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like those eight seasons, LeBron went straight to the finals. He won
every year, back to back. Yeah,
he won 2 with Miami and popped off the third one with Cleveland.
Yes,
right.
This one,
right. He lost to the Spurs twice, or he lost to the
Spurs twice.
No,
he was in Cleveland and he was in Miami.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as like the 8 string, like the string of 8. He lost to the Spurs once. He lost to the Mavericks once. And then every other loss was to the Golden State Warriors. That's just what it was, right? That's just what it was. So LeBron lost to Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, KD, and Klay Thompson. That's why LeBron's string of 8 can't necessarily be counted against Jordan's string of 8. Jordan was better than every single one of those people he went up against.
Yeah.
People are debating whether or not KD is better than LeBron. Again,
that's a hard argument though, because you know me, I'm the biggest LeBron fan.
Right.
But right now,
but what I'm saying is the difference between the Jordan possible 8 and LeBron, what he did was 8. LeBron was going up 1-to-1 against KD. People was like, okay, Tim Duncan, even though he in his prime, is still, better than LeBron, right? For a little bit. Then you had KD is the next LeBron. Then you had KD, if he wins these 2 championships, is better than LeBron. Yeah, okay. But LeBron during his run of 8 was going up against somebody else that people were saying was damn near better than him.
I get you.
Jordan never went up against anybody else that they said was better than him.
I get you.
Nobody ever said Barkley was better, Peyton was better, Kemp was better, Malone was better, Stockton was better, Johnson was better, Barkley was better.
You already said that.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Y'all not out here saying that those people are better than Jordan. But people have a literal throat-to-throat debate talking about KD and LeBron.
I just don't give out.
That's what I feel like the difference is there. That's why I feel like Jordan is above LeBron as far as like Jordan being overall better than LeBron. Jordan never went up against anybody that he was better than. And the moment he thought that you was better than him, Jordan, he was taking your throat. Think about the last game, right? Something that tripped me up. Jordan literally, and this still blows me every time I think about it, Jordan literally came from the back of the plane, playing with big money, to the front of the plane, where the people was playing for quarters, and was like, I want y'all money too, just so I can have it. No more, no less. I want your money just so I can have it in my pocket. That's a different level of competitiveness that I don't think LeBron got. LeBron's he's an amazing leader. He's an amazing leader. But as far as that competitive drive, there's not one out there like Jordan.
That's not. Can't argue it.
And then as far as that whole dynasty conversation, we just really broke down
the definition.
The definition of a dynasty. And I feel like in my definition of the straight up definition of a dynasty is you gotta have rings. You have to have rings.
Yes.
You can't win one championship and call yourself a dynasty. You can't make 4 trips to a Super Bowl or to to a finals and call yourself a dynasty. Like yeah, it's good that you made it, but you ain't never do nothing.
Never won nothing.
You never won nothing. You kept getting popped off when it came to the very end, or you never made it to the end.
Yep.
Like people all day can say Carmelo's one of the best players ever. Cool. He's one of the best individual players ever. He's not one of the best team players ever. Tell me one time Carmelo got out of the playoffs or got out of the second round. Once, right? He got out of the second round one time.
He had Iverson?
No, that's when he had Billups.
Okay. I knew it was one of them.
When he had Iverson, they got beaten. I think they got beaten like the first or the second round when he had Iverson. Like, and I just learned about that. And what's so crazy about the Iverson Melo, since we on that topic, what's so crazy about that is what I didn't realize at the time. They was playing Iverson, or they played Melo and Iverson and switching back and forth. Like they both were so ball dominant, they couldn't play together.
Yeah, they had to isolate. Each other just isolating the whole rip.
For ride. So this NBA season, this NBA season, let's go ahead and get into that. So this NBA season, right? I'm probably about to make him walk off the set because
don't tell me you.
Yes, I'm probably about to make him walk off the set. So
let's get into this.
On ESPN, Stephen A, Max Kellerman, and let me take off my stat gun hood, and the boys, they were talking about possibly Adam Silver talking about doing a 10.
No, don't get into that yet though. You got to go to the process that they're trying to go through to get to that.
Okay. So what you mean as far as like the testing and things like that? Go ahead.
They're not going to start. They're not making no decisions until June 1st.
Right.
And then they want to have a training camp during June.
Okay.
They want to be able to bring the season back by July.
Okay. And
then before they bring the season, I guess that will be the season. That's what you was about to say. They want to have the 10 game.
So basically what this is, it's a 10-game rush. It is a 10-game rush of every single team. With the 10-game rush.
Not every team, from 7 to 15.
Yeah, from like 7 to 15.
Something like that.
Or basically the top 15 teams in each conference. And what they want to do is they want to bring them. Or no, it's only 15 teams in each conference.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is. It's every team.
No, it ain't because the one game knockout is just for the bottom.
But they was talking about the T-Wolves in Atlanta, and they like 14, 15.
That's what I'm saying. But with the 10-game thing, they want to do from 7 to 15. They want to have them have a sort of a playoff, one game.
Oh.
And they want them to play each other that one game, and who wins that moves to the playoffs.
Oh, so basically we'll secure like the 7 to 8 seed type of thing.
They gotta go, yes.
Again, I don't feel like that's bad. Look, and here's what I don't feel like that's bad. As far as pure entertainment, we went without basketball from the end of March till what's going to possibly be July. That's a 4-month time span. So if they want to like put like an adrenaline rush into the season and be like boom, instead of isolating some fan bases which have been isolated for a very long time, give everybody a shot. 10 games. People are calling this an asterisk season anyway. Give them 10 games. Everybody rush. Let's see what we can go ahead and do. And whoever come out of that, gets that 7th to 8th seed.
No matter where you were.
But here's the thing, right? If you really were the true 7th to 8th seed, which like New Orleans and New Orleans, Portland, and the Grizzlies, like they were like battling for those 3 seeds, right? If you're really as good as what you say you are,
it shouldn't matter.
These 10 games shouldn't matter.
Look, man, you can't sit here and tell me that
you should be busting their head.
These last couple of years that everybody said it's only because of the playoffs, and then you let a 15 seed get on one game. Ain't nobody trying to see. Nobody wants to see the sad teams. When it all comes down to it, the playoffs only matter because we already knew they wasn't going to make it to the playoffs. So how are you going to let them get one game chance to be somebody who already is up there to be in the playoffs a chance to just knock them out automatically when they put all that work in all year to make that seed. And man, come on, dude, get out of here, man. Plus, nobody want to see the sucky teams anyway. If that was the case,
it
wouldn't matter, and they wouldn't say that only the playoffs matter. So you can't just if that's the case, you can't just throw in there, oh, well, if the 15 seed is just automatically get a chance in the playoffs, it's going to be great and entertaining. No.
I got you.
Nobody wants to see that.
I got you. Again, fair enough point.
I can't agree with that, bro. I'm sorry.
So we just went 13 minutes on that. Let's go ahead and get into this last topic before we go into this outro. Also, what's up, Pep? By the way, Pepper, I'm gonna talk to you after this broadcast. It's involving talking sports. I got an idea, but I'm gonna talk to you after this broadcast, Pep. But we come to the final topic.
The final
topic. Who is in a deeper doo-doo in their quarterback situation?
Not necessarily, though. Who gonna have the most problem with their QBs?
Who's in the deeper doo-doo? The Packers or the Cowboys? Who's in more of a dire strait? The Packers or the Cowboys? If you don't know, the Packers drafted Jordan Love, and Aaron Rodgers is putting on a good face because everybody thinks he's the a-hole anyway, but he's actually a pretty decent guy.
Great quarterback.
And yeah, so they're basically thinking like, you know what? Cool. Like Aaron Rodgers is basically just trying to ride this out as long as he possibly can, and then whatever happens. With the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott has been fighting for his contract for months now, probably about a year. He's been fighting for a contract for a long time. They've paid everybody else around Dak Prescott. They've paid Ezekiel Elliott. They've paid Amari Cooper. The O-linemen's got their money. Everybody's gotten paid.
Can't put it like that.
Everybody got paid but your QB.
Can't put it like that.
How can I put it?
You gonna let me go? Go ahead and go.
Go, Max. Go, Will Kane.
Well, first of all, they have tried to pay Dak Prescott. They want to give him between, 36, 37 to 39 a year, 4-year, 5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
But Dak want to ask for
a 5th year.
$40 million the first 4 years.
And then 45.
And 45. Hell no. So you basically telling me you want to get paid more than potentially Mahomes, the MVP of have been the MVP.
I'm the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I am the quarterback of America's team.
You're not going to be the highest paid player in the league.
You put the ball in my hand.
You missed the playoffs this year again.
That's not my fault. That's Jason Garrett's fault.
You are the like you said, you are the quarterback of the Cowboys.
That has to do with my coach says.
It is your fault.
That has to do with my coach says.
I'm not trying to hear that. No, it's your fault. You have to produce. You didn't produce.
But
you was only
listen,
1 in 5 in the playoffs. You're
listen,
1 in 5 in the playoffs. You asking for more than Mahomes.
Listen, my guy. Here for a second. Hear me out. Dak Prescott threw almost 5,000 yards last year.
He's still asking for more than Mahomes. You want to tell me you're going to give an 1 in 5 in the playoffs quarterback the most money in the league?
So Dak Prescott
already offered you.
So Dak Prescott almost dropped 5 bands on the league with less interceptions than he got touchdowns, a high QBR, a good throwing percentage. He did everything you asked him to do.
That's worth more than a chip.
He did it.
That's worth more than a chip. That's basically where I'm going to leave.
As far as paying me my money, Amari Cooper ain't got no chip, but they gave Amari Cooper $100 million.
They still gave him what they can give him, and 37, 38 million.
He's the highest paid receiver in the league right now.
Okay, but that 38,
he's better than Michael Thomas.
37 and 38 will make
he's better than OBJ.
That what they offering him will make him the highest paid quarterback until Mahomes signs. So eventually he'll be the third highest player paid in the league once it's all over. Once Mahomes signs, you can't accept that for being 1 in 5 in the playoffs, and last year 8 and 8 and didn't make the playoffs. I think you need to sign that down the line.
So let me ask you a question. So you're telling me, and again, I'm speaking on this receiver because I feel like it's a valid point. You're telling me that Amari Cooper, who in some of the big games where they needed him, went Casper.
He actually sat down again. Went mistaken, took a step out.
Right. He deserves to be the highest paid receiver in the league. Over people like Michael Thomas. Over people like Devonta Adams. Over OBJ.
No.
You hesitated there. You scared me there for a second.
Because I like OBJ, but he didn't show up last year, and he can't just put that all on the quarterback. He really didn't do that much. I love OBJ.
But here's the thing also with OBJ last year, if you want to talk about it real quick, with OBJ was getting doubled and tripled. Literally, they came out and said their plan last year was OBJ or nothing. Even though Nick Chubb popped off and Kareem Hunt was popping off rushing yards and should have been the focus. They literally was like, it's OBJ or nothing. We're gonna throw it to Odell, and whatever he do is gonna guide us to where we go. And if you get doubled and tripled all game, every game, your stats ain't gonna be there.
They're not gonna. I agree with that. They're not gonna be what they were, but they were really.
And then he also was hurt too. It also came out he was hurt.
I have to see first. Like I said, I love him. I love him. I think he's one of the top wide receivers in the game. But last year, I just didn't like him. Sorry.
So, to wrap this up, answer the question: who do you think is in a bigger pickle? The Cowboys or the Packers?
The Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers still gonna do Aaron Rodgers shit. So they still gonna be a 10 or more winning team next year with him. Yeah, they got a young quarterback, so what? I'm still gonna do my thing. I'm still gonna almost give us a chance to win a ring. But once my contract is up, they don't want to give it to me, so what? Anybody gonna want me in the league anyway.
Facts.
So the bigger pickle, I feel, is Dak Prescott, because really his manager, whatever you want to call it, his agent, is fucking him up. Like, you really got a good deal on the table. You just asking for too much. Sign a dotted line, and you have no worries. You already have a good team. Like,
so let me ask this question, right? So, Dak Prescott did every single thing the Cowboys asked of him. Did he make the playoffs? No. Was it?
No, he did.
I'm talking about this last season. Was it a fault of coaching? Yes. It was definitely a fault of coaching. It's been widely known that Jason Garrett is a good coordinator, a fantastic coordinator. But as far as being a head coach, he's been popping off 8-8 season after 8-8 season, a couple of 12-4s here, maybe a 10. It's like but he's been mostly mediocre.
I give you that.
For his whole career.
I give you that.
So this year, Dak Prescott got Mike McCarthy, the Super Bowl winning coach, behind Aaron Rodgers, ironically, who we're also talking about.
He did get ran out of Green Bay after that because he wasn't able to get that team to produce.
He wasn't able to get them a second
guarantee how that's gonna work.
But I got more faith in Mike McCarthy than I do in Jason Garrett.
I agree. You right.
We want to talk about proving and winning in chips. Mike McCarthy got the chips.
I give you that.
Jason Garrett got 8-8 seasons.
8-8.
And got missing playoffs.
You're right. The players too still.
Even with
put 100% on the coach.
Even with Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers working together, they still was making the playoffs. They still ain't like missed the playoffs. They still was consistently making the playoffs. So we know at least next season we can, if you want to assume or bet or hypothesize, the Cowboys going to at least make the season, going to at least make the playoffs next season.
You can't say that because the Eagles are a challenge.
They got a fantastic O-line. They got fantastic receivers. They got a Carson Wentz back there. They got a great running game. I understand what the Eagles can do. I feel like with the pieces that the Cowboys put together, everybody says the Cowboys should not be as trash as what they are.
I've been saying
the Cowboys should not be as trash as honestly as what they are.
They shouldn't be.
They Jerry Jones built that offensive line from scratch. They got Tyrone Smith. They got Stadrick. They got bodies on that offensive line.
They do.
They got Amari Cooper on one side. I forgot the other receiver. They just got CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, they did. That's
And
yeah.
Then they got Ezekiel Elliott as their running back. Ohio State, like, again, I'm with you all the way. There's no reason Dallas should be trashed this next season. So I'm not gonna hop on the Cowboys bandwagon and be like, oh, go Cowboys go, and I'm a Cowboys fan and yay. But no,
like squad, though.
but I think next season's
squad.
Cowboys with Mike McCarthy are going to be able to put in some damage. Why? Because look what Mike did with Aaron. He let Aaron run. Aaron was taking off. Aaron was using them legs. What Dak got legs. Dak also got precision. Like Dak ain't out here like just.
I'm not. Of course, that's what I'm saying. They offer. It ain't like the deal they offered him is bad.
He did everything he was asked of and a little bit more.
It's not the deal that they're offering him is not bad. It's just the fact that you're asking for too much.
What he's saying to them.
He should not be the highest paid player in the league.
What he's saying to them is, you put the ball in my hands last year. You took the ball out of the guy that led the league in rushing 3 of his first 4 seasons. You took
slow starts.
You took the ball out of his hand.
He had faults, bro.
And you gave it to me. So because you gave it to me, I want to get paid like Breeze, who got the ball in his hand.
You're not Breeze.
I'm just saying this is his. I feel like this is what his mindset is.
It shouldn't be. Humble yourself.
Yeah. Okay. If the humbleness argument is what you want to take, I definitely understand. But seeing here that we're on 1% on the iPad, we unfortunately have to wrap this episode up. This has been another fantastic episode of Talking Sports with your boy Way
and Croney.
You can find me on IG at Hal_Way_Hal, IG at Ways_World93, YouTube at Ways World Network, Facebook at Ways World. Twitter, WaysWorld93. Yeah. And
you can find me on Facebook or Instagram, Lavelle Croney, LAVAILCRONEY. Holler at me.
This has been Talking Sports with Wayne and Croney. Peace.